Hello everybody, Richard the Dick Coughlin here. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. I've got 2 points to make in this video. I'm going to make the first sort of throwaway point that I'm sick of having to make in fucking comments in videos. Then we'll get on to the second main point. I am so sick and tired of people who come and post comments on my videos when I do a video about the EDL or the BNP, or essentially like I do a lot of my videos are about the far right, and they always come on and go, when are you going to do a video about the left? When are you going to do a video about this group on the left? Or when are you going to do a video talking about this group here on the left? I'm like, why the fuck should I? Like, otherwise it just shows that I'm being biased. You know, it doesn't make any difference whether I talk about one thing or another. You know, it's like the people who say, oh, you make these videos about the EDL, but we don't make these videos about all these Muslim groups. No, I don't. I've mentioned them once or twice in previous videos, but I don't see those same people going on to Pat Condell videos going, when are you going to do a video about the EDL, Pat? When are you going to do a video about this? You don't go on to Aaron Ra's video and say, well, it's all well and good, all this biology shit, Aaron, but when are you going to do a video about mathematics? There's this obsession people have of trying to force some idea of balance on you. So like, they're trying to impose it on you. I had a guy yesterday who kept posting comments on my video, and his name was Men's Rights Movement. That was his username. And he had this obsession with the fact that I didn't talk about the Jews. He posted about 7 comments on my video really quickly, so that there was no way he was watching the fucking videos. And I click on his channel, go, oh look, he's a Holocaust denier. Oh, what a fucking massive surprise that is. Oh, and he's got a video about the white genocide. Well, there's a fucking massive shock there. Sounds like a charming guy, this. Also a rabid homophobe, it would look as well. Like, you've got to be balanced. You've got to criticise both sides evenly. No, I don't. And it makes no fucking difference whether I do or not. But you notice the people who make this comment, they never fucking have any balance either. They're the least balanced people. They're the most fucking one-sided out of everyone. So please stop asking me. It's not my job to make videos about Jews for angry Holocaust deniers. The same way it's not my job to make videos about Muslims for angry Islamophobes. It's not my job to make videos about black people, right, or black supremacist groups to appease the fucking frustration of angry white people. It's not my fucking job. So stop asking me. The second point I want to make, and this actually comes from a comment that was left on a video, on the Gin and Tonic Show video that I linked yesterday. Now, at one point in the discussion, we're bringing up the subject of dogma, of how people, you know, have how dogma and how delusion is something that, you know, religion does not have the monopoly on. In the discussion, the user Almighty Atheismo tried to defend this kind of behaviour from atheists by saying it's just stubbornness. And I responded by saying, well, I would not call Pat Condell stubborn. I don't think he's stubborn. I think he's a pig-headed, ignorant, willfully ignorant, dishonest, fear-mongering, angry old man. He's a demagogue and a bigot. He's very much like Yahweh. He's got all his followers. He just spews anger and hatred into the world. And no matter how many times you try and talk to him, he never replies or seems to listen. Right? It's kind of ironic, that. Right? Now, I brought up the point about Anders Breivik, who committed a mass murdering and a mass murder, a hideous atrocity, and he handily wrote this massive manifesto for us, in which he cited a number of people and organisations whom he felt he was allied with and who he took inspiration from. One of them was Pat Condell. Almighty Atheismo tried to say, oh, I'm not interested in what Anders Breivik's favourite colour is. Well, that's a straw man, because neither am I. I'm interested in the people he spoke to. And if we can sit here and say that when some religious nutter does something based on what he's been taught by other religious nutters, or based on what he's been taught is in the Bible, or what he's read in the Bible, if we can blame all religion and all religious people for that, even ones who have done nothing to do with it, we can blame them by default, then there's sure as fuck no fucking justification for not blaming or not putting some sort of responsibility on the shoulders of people who Anders Breivik was getting his ideas from. Because it's not like he misinterpreted these people. If you read his manifesto, he spouts the same shit. It's not like he misunderstood what Iron Hersey Ali's points were, or what Robert Spencer's points were, or Pamela Geller's points were, or the EDL's points were, or Pat. It's not like he misunderstood any of this shit. He fucking says the same shit. And this is shit. It's not reason and rationality. It's not logic and facts and reality. It's delusion and anger and bigotry. And it's fucking pure hatred, and these are bad ideas. And if you put a load of bad ideas out into the world, some of them settle into bad people, right? Now, there's a fucking little number that appears at the bottom of the video, in that bottom left-hand corner or right-hand corner of the video, depending on which way you're facing. There's a little number down there, or a big number, right? That's not an arbitrary figure that's just put there for the hell of it. Each one of them could represent one person. So if you're making videos and you're getting 400, 500, 600, a million views on it, and the majority of people watching are going with you, you bear some responsibility for what they might fucking do with that shit you put out there. Now, a guy asked a question on the comment section of the video. He said, if somebody went out and murdered Pat Condell, when the police searched their place, they found writings or something, and this person cited me as an inspiration for murdering Pat Condell, would I bear the same responsibility as I am attributing to him? And I'm going to answer that question for you now. The answer is very simple. Yes, absolutely. There'd be no justification for me to run away from that. If that was to happen, you've got me. And there's nothing I can do, if I'm being intellectually honest, I can't do anything about that. There's a big problem. That hasn't happened. That has not happened. Anders Breivik has happened. So if you want to sit there and fantasise about what someone may or may not do, and then subsequently hold me accountable for it, then you go ahead and waste your fucking time. But there's a big difference here, right? And I'm probably tempting fate by saying this. I don't think you're ever going to find someone who's inspired to kill, or who feels motivated to go out and kill anybody because of something I've said. My videos are not about me telling you to fucking get paranoid and get fearful and find that there's this group out there, them. There's the Muslims, or the Jews, or the blacks, or the immigrants, or the left, or the cultural Marxist, or the UN, or the EU, or any other fucking 1 million groups that you want to fucking put out there. I don't do that. I'm doing the opposite of that. I'm trying to get people to fucking calm down. I'm trying to tell people, you don't have to be this scared. You don't have to be this angry. You can actually relax a little bit. Your fear that you have and your anger is one that you're choosing to fucking have. It's not one that you might feel justified, but the reality is you're just fucking holding on to it. Maybe it gives you a reason to get out of bed in the fucking morning. But I don't want to get out of bed in the morning because of anger. And I think someone who gets out, someone who's motivated by anger, is a person who's more likely to do something crazy. So yeah, you can sit there and say, yeah, you're right. If something was to happen and someone put me as an inspiration as to what, yeah, you're fucking right, go for it. I'll have to put my hands up and say, you know what? I must have fucked up somewhere. There's nothing I can fucking do about that. But I get messages from people who used to support the EDL, or even were EDL members, saying, I watched all your videos and you're right. You know, I realised that I was wrong about this, and what they're doing is wrong, and it's destructive and counterproductive, and there's other sorts of actives in there, and there's no need for it, and I'm just being irrational and fearful, and I'm letting people get. It's like, that's not a person who's going to go out and kill someone, because that's a person who's going, thank you for stopping me being a paranoid moron. I got a message from a guy on Facebook the other day. I won't say his name, but I got a message from a guy saying that, you know, when he started watching my videos, he used to hate gay people. He was a massive homophobe. And then he actually watched my videos and he realised he doesn't have to hate gays anymore. That my videos don't inspire hatred. Even when I make videos where I outright fucking, say that. I made a video a couple of weeks ago. I gave out Nick Griffin's fucking address. And I said, with almost no hint of sarcasm, if you want to go around there smacking the mouth, feel free. What happened? No one's doing it. No one did it. No one. There were thousands of people who saw the video. Got about 6,000 views. No fucker went and did it because no one wants to. Here's the thing. As far as I'm concerned, I say this with my hand. I can look myself in a fucking mirror and I can say, you know what? I do what I do and I say what I say because I believe it's right. I could be fucking wrong. Maybe Pat Condell's right and I'm the one who's fucking crazy. I've got to keep that in my head because I know how fucking fragile the human mind is. I don't want to be so arrogant to think that I've got it sussed here. But what I do know is this, right? If you have an argument that makes sense and you can back it up with facts and you can talk to people about reality and you can present things in a way that's more reasonable, you don't need to pump them with fear and pump them with hate and rile them up and make them angry. I know, I'm not subscribed to Pat Condell. I know when he's made a fucking video before I even fucking know where to go and check. Right? Do you know how I know? Because suddenly, all my Pat Condell videos suddenly have loads of comments and the dislike bar goes up by 200 thumbs down. Because he gets these fuckers riled up and they're like, right, let's go find Pat Condell videos and fucking thumb them down and typecasted comment. Rah! I don't do that. I try not to anyway. I'm not saying I don't fucking fuck up occasionally, and maybe I do. But, so there's your answer. If it happens, it happens. But I doubt it will. Because I don't think, if there's one thing I try and do, it's not to make people angry and hateful. It's trying to make people less so. And if I succeed in that, fair enough. If I fuck up, I fuck up, and we'll deal with that bridge when we come to it. Richard the Dick Coughlan. Good night, may God bless.